Well, I mean, we're not gonna jump right into it. I just mean, like,
I'm quoting something.
don't ever do that again. We are purely original content here. We have never, ever, ever quoted anything or stolen a joke from anybody.
True.
Our entire format is just Millennium Mike.
Shut up. No, it's not.
Watch
100%.
5 episodes, the same set of like the fogies and everything.
I almost like recall you saying we should do like a Millennium Mike for Digimon at some point, but I could be wrong.
I think my literal pitch to you, Leon, because you were the first one I asked was, so I want to do Millennium Mike, but Digimon, are you in?
I was like, yeah.
To be fair, I tried to have the layout of the screen be different with the image in the middle and the Fugis on either side.
And it didn't work.
It didn't work as well. So I was forced to change it. Hello everyone, and welcome to the DigiVerse DiveCast, the only Digimon podcast that I think has actually completed the first season. I did some research like before starting this, and I don't think a single one actually made it to the end of adventure. So go us.
The last one standing. Did you actually like research the validity of that statement of yours?
Yes, no, I did. Before I started this podcast, I went out to look for other like Digimon focused podcasts, and there was one or maybe two. But there was one that actually got a decent chunk into like an original adventure as like a rewatch retrospective type of thing, and I don't think they finished original adventure. So we're the first,
That's
baby,
funny.
one and only.
I feel like you need to put in like a special insert for this video where it's got like the stock like children cheering sound effect and stuff like that. And like confetti, yeah.
And you play like the little jingle when you win in Fortnite.
Either that or Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh my god.
No, not that one. Fuck off.
Yeah, we are episode 11. This is this is the last set of episodes for original adventure. We'll talk about how we're handling the actual end at the end of the podcast. But so, before we get into it, did anything super important happen during anyone's weeks?
Yeah, but I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, yeah, it's fine.
Probably
Not
not.
really, no.
I don't
All right,
remember.
awesome.
So Lot.
Oh, wait, yeah,
I
Dave.
have a. Oh,
wait,
wait, you
go
go
ahead.
first then.
It snowed like hell.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
was it yesterday or the day before?
yesterday.
Mm.
Yeah, and I was like, so they on a Thursday they offered everyone the chance to call off work. I was like, well, I already took a day off, well, half a day off, so I don't want to lose any more money.
Yeah.
So I came in, less than half the people were there,
Jesus,
and then when I left, it was like a foot of snow outside.
fucking Christ!
Had to drive through that on the way home.
Were the roads prepped for it? Like they salted them, or
No, I mean
Oh,
they salted
fuck.
them, but
Oh.
they sure didn't clear them.
Oh, awesome, wonderful.
Slip and slide.
Oh Jesus, yeah. I've only had to drive in like really bad snow once, because usually if it gets bad here, it's like you're not leaving your house bad. Because there was one time there was a nor'easter and like it was literally 2 feet of snow and my car was just buried. So I called my boss and I was like, "Hey, I'm not coming to work today." The one time I did drive in it though, they weren't really prepared for it, and there was actually a point where I was approaching a red light and I started to stop and my car just kind of slid
Yeah,
and like turned a little bit and I kind of hit into a snowbank on the side of the road and I was like, "Oh,
so this is fun.
yeah, fun times."
Go ahead.
Anyway, what were you saying, Bridget?
Well, since we don't have much of an opening segment otherwise, Lot, I have to. I've been meaning to ask you a question.
Yeah, sure. What's up?
So you're from New York, right? Like you're from that kind of general area.
I am indeed.
So now I know a thing or two. I've heard a thing or two about New York style pizza, but in specific, I have to ask you, as a resident of New York, how do you feel about deep dish pizza? Because I know that is quite a controversial thing over there.
So
I'm standing over you to
I was about to say
you right now.
So by deep dish, I'm assuming you mean Chicago style, where it's like the really deep crust and the sauces on top. So I've never had it before. Like I've never had it in my life.
Okay.
I probably wouldn't like it because I think the texture of having that much sauce on top would put me off as like a personal thing. But like I can understand why people like it. It definitely feels more like a pie than it does a pizza. Just
is,
like
yeah.
looking at it, yeah. Which I get.
Is it pizza called pie?
Yeah.
It's
sense.
it's a pizza pie. It's pizza's
a
weird.
pie.
People get really weird about the definitions
Yeah.
of pizza. I remember I had this conversation with Bloomin where I was like, I mean, like New York, like Brooklyn style pizza, New York style pizza is like the quote unquote norm or the default. Because like if someone asks you to think of a pizza, you're gonna think of a New York style
Yeah.
pizza, like just
Or like
that's just how
Italian
it is.
style or
Yeah.
something.
Mhm.
Like
Well, actually, not
Yeah,
even
Nobody's thinking of
proper
Italian style.
Yeah, proper Italian style pizza looks fucking nothing like American pizza.
Yeah.
It looks okay. Having had like what is essentially like a fusion of Italian style pizza and New York style pizza, it kind of looks like New York style pizza.
The
It's just
structure, yeah.
Mhm.
the crust is a lot thinner than what you will find at many pizza places in the US.
Mhm. It's more like a
Yeah.
flatbread with a bunch of shit on it than it is
Yeah,
like,
pretty much.
pizza. But yeah. Why do you ask?
Oh, no reason. Just
Okay.
kind of felt like it.
Yeah,
You know,
no
felt like
problem.
we had to.
Is there?
Yeah,
I mean, we're gonna
you
go.
know.
You're gonna be in Chicago in like May, so like
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, you all are. I ain't.
I
Yeah.
I, I wasn't talking about.
Well, you said you. The you can be
I
a
was-
collective.
when I was said you, I was talking about Bridget.
I-
Yeah, right.
anyway, Digimon.
Yep. We're just gonna get right into it with
Let's just jump right
episode-
into it.
episode 50, A Woman's Fight, Lady Defimon, aka
Oh,
The
wow.
Girls Are Fighting.
This was a really funny episode for
This episode's fucking something, all right.
yeah.
Sure is.
So the episode opens up with Joe and Mimi. They have amassed a small group. So am I insane, or did like Yuki Darumon and Meramon appear in between episodes? I don't
They just
remember them
showed
up.
being there.
I swear
no.
they appeared
No,
like
no,
the
no.
episode before.
No, they're like the episode before was all about the Machine Dramon and Maru Monzama stuff. I don't think
Man.
Mimi and Joe even made an appearance during the 2 episodes of that mini arc. I think it's legitimately like those are the guys they picked up when everyone else was dealing with Machine Dramon, except Yamato. He was doing something.
He was doing some stuff.
He
Yeah.
was going through it.
He was
So
doing stuff.
yeah, they're just here now. Ogremon gets bullied a bunch via
Mhm.
temperature stuff. Mimi is tired and she's hungry and etc. So
No, I wanna just describe it more because I think it's really funny. He moved. He's like, "Oh, Yuki Darumon, you're too cold." So he moves near Meramon. He's like, "Ah, you're too hot."
poor guy can't catch a break.
Get away from me.
So yeah, Mimi drops to the ground, is complaining about being hungry and tired. And Gekomon and Otamamon immediately like start running. They start calling her princess and then they remember, so they just call her Mimi and start running off to get her food. And she's immediately like, no. I didn't
It's
mean.
like, that wasn't me demanding food. I'm just
And there's-
complaining.
Yeah, and they're just like, no, it's okay. We want to do this anyway. So they go to get food.
You are our friend.
You are my
Ah.
friend.
Ah.
I know you know. So I think Yuki Darumon joins them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yuki Darumon goes to join them to find some food, and Mimi talks about how everyone's just being so nice to her, and Palmon like, that's because they like you. Smile. And then
Yeah.
Ogremon, Meramon, and Joe all get really embarrassed about it. So it's a very cute little interaction. But they come back with a bunch of real ass food, including some fucking cola.
This is what we Digimon drink every day.
God, you're lucky. Yuki Darumon cools down the soda, which is cute, and then Meramon roasts the fish in his bare hands.
Go him, honestly.
Yep, they all fall asleep, and Joe has flashback dreams to his really cool brother being really cool about deciding his future, saying that he doesn't have to be a doctor; he just needs to find his own path and stick to it. So Joe decides to go take over watch for Ogremon, And when he offers Ogremon basically like, you think you can keep watch, tough guy? You think you got it in you to sit here and keep watch?
It's like you're a fucking disaster. And like I can fucking keep watch you.
I can look at things with my eyes, Ogremon. This is
And so Joe's like basically doing the man thing where he's just like staring out at the horizon.
I need a minute to think about this.
Then we cut to, I believe, Hikari and Takeru building a grave for the new Momon. Because they all fucking died last episode.
Yeah, because of Mukenjima.
Yeah, he kind of killed every single one of them.
He just killed them all. It was like they fucked up with him.
up.
I don't think that was entirely necessary, but you know.
Literally no reason for it.
So my next note is just Piemon drinking dirt water. Because, like, they cut to him in his fucking throne room, and he's got this glass of what I assume is supposed to be wine, but it's just brown. Like, it looks like shit.
Bro was drinking shit water.
It's clearly like apple cider vinegar or something.
That's
fucking
no.
Piemon's appy juice over here. Like,
it's so gross looking. At first, like, I was gonna call it piss water, but it was like way too dark. I was like,
if your piss looks like that, what the fuck?
Should go to a doctor.
Drink more water.
Go to a doctor.
And then Lady Devimon is like in the drink. It's weird. She's like, let me go kill the kids. And Piemon's like, yeah, sure, whatever. Do whatever you want.
Have some fun.
Mimi and Joe arrive at the Village of Beginnings, and it's monochrome, and all the eggs have turned to stone.
And Miffy's still there.
Miffy. I forgot Miffy was on there, yeah.
I may have actually skipped a bunch, because my next note is just, oh, hey, Yamato.
I had one note that I forgot to mention when like Takeru and Hikari are like praying for the Numemon. The rest of the group just kind of moves ahead, and it's like, you're leaving them behind, guys.
They do not care. These motherfucking kids just don't care about their dead comrades. So yeah, I think at this point, does it just cut to Yamato in the fucking cave? No, that's way later, isn't it?
It's pretty, yeah. They're kind of like scoping out the I think that
they hear the
scoping out the
They hear the harmonica, don't they?
Yeah. So
that's
so
why,
like
he hears the harmonica, so that's why they look around the village a bit.
Yeah.
And they find a Lekmon playing it.
It's like, where'd you get that? Found it.
And then he's talking about the fucking. He literally says, the Village of Beginnings has been like destroyed. I have lost all purpose in my life.
Yeah.
Like, damn, Lekmon, you good, buddy? Kind of a rough one over there.
He's not doing too great. I think. Oh wow! According to my notes, we actually Lady Devimon approaches them before. I think they hear the harmonica, and then it cuts to Lady Devimon, and they come back and find it's a Lekmon. But whatever, we just.
Yeah.
So Lady Devimon shows up, and Hikari and Sora make this face, and
they just get angry. They just get angry for no reason
when they see Lady Devimon.
Yeah.
This episode is insanely misogynistic in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
It's interesting, which is unfortunate because this episode also has. I think, Bridget, you said it earlier while we were just talking casually. I think this episode has had like an insane impact on the franchise as a whole. Like, Mastamon exists because of this episode.
Yeah. How do you feel seeing the origins of that play out, Angel? How was that one for you? As a Mastamon fan?
Interesting.
Yeah, that's
it's really funny how Lady Devimon just comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, she does.
And it's like she has no tie, like she has nothing to do with Devimon. She's just a henchman for Piemon.
Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, so she approaches, comes down, and all the Digimon are attempting to. Well, first Koromon attempts to attack her and goes to Agumon, and I'm just like, dude, come on, like, come on, man. You have to know at this point. Stop trying this.
You're fucking baby.
Sorry.
I also like real quick when like I think right before Lady Devimon shows up, there's like a bit where Taichi's group is like kind of trying to scope out like the area, and there's this like
yeah,
there's this little bit where Koromon just goes like wee or whatever the fuck that was.
He makes like this just bizarre noise.
wee.
Wee.
That's when they're making the map of the mountain, right? Which
Yeah.
is a thing they do that doesn't really serve any purpose at all, but
Look, Taichi likes making maps.
so yeah, they all digivolve to the champion level, and then Gatomon goes to perfect, and they all try to attack Lady Devimon, and she's just kind of ignoring them, like she's like blocking their attacks and swiping them off. Funny enough, she does dodge Heaven's Knuckle instead of like getting rid of it, and then actually takes damage from Holy Arrow. Go figure, because you know the
Evil
holy,
Digimon.
yeah, the holy evil stuff.
Then also this bit happens where Agumon admittedly pretty justifiably asks Taichi, why the fuck are you not just like letting me go to war Greymon? I can basically vaporize her in like a second if I go ultimate. And Taichi's like, no, Agumon. We have to save you. You're a secret weapon.
I love Agumon's reaction. He's so proud of the fact he's the secret weapon.
Yeah, he has like it is like childlike glee. He just goes,
he has
I'm
like
the
a
secret
laugh.
weapon.
Yeah, he goes hee hee. He's fucking wonderful.
Cause he's like, quick, Koshiro, look up her stats.
Hold on.
Bring up her Bulbapedia page.
Oh
like,
yeah.
oh, she's only a perfect. Okay, it's fine. We don't need War Greymon.
Yeah, him being like,
fair
oh, she's
enough.
only a perfect. Just hang back.
I mean, fair enough. You probably don't want to waste the ultimate right
Mhm.
away. Yeah,
Uh-oh.
he has a whole strategy and everything.
Yeah, he's like, okay, me and Koshiro and Hikari, we'll just kind of handle things here. You, Sora, go fucking find Yamato and everyone else. We need to get back together now.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, they have Sora and
Takaru.
Jeez, I don't know why it was escaping me for a second. They have them go off to find Mimi, Joe, and Yamato, and the rest of them chill out to kill the woman. So at this point we cut back to or actually no, the fight starts between like the proper fight starts between Lady Devimon and Angelmon. And one of the first things that happens is Lady Devimon grabs her by the hair, swings her, and then face slams her into a rock. So that's
like they just start getting really vicious with each other.
Yeah, they do. Like it gets really violent. They're not even like using skills. They are just hitting each other. Which of course leads to the part where, you know, they start slapping each other, but that's
They
after.
just start slapping each other.
This part was storyboarded by some middle-aged dude in his 50s.
Yeah. God. It's rough.
Hold on. I'm sure somebody already put it up in the image dump.
Oh, are you talking about the you bitch thing?
No.
Oh.
1 second. It's not that important. Just keep talking.
All right then.
Yeah.
So we cut back to Mimi and Joe, and this is when they find out that it's a random Elecmon playing, and he talks about being depressed and all that kind of stuff.
Like, where'd you find that? Where'd you find that?
It's like, it's just washed up on shore. Jeez. Mimi invites him to join the army she is building, which is something she's doing, by the way. She's building an army.
I'm starting the PMC. Yeah. You want in?
So like, well, sure, why not? I got nothing else to do.
Yeah, she talks about how like they've already defeated 3 of the Dark Masters, and Takaru and Patamon are actually pulling their weight in it, and he's like, oh, I can't lose to them. I'm in.
I love that they called back to that. That's
Mhm.
such a neat little thing.
Joe starts getting really self-depreciative about himself, and talking about how Goemon's never going to reach Ultimate at this point, which bad news for you, buddy.
Oh.
Sorry. No megas except for the 2 protagonists in this one. Maybe
No more show left.
Don't worry.
No more money in the budget for that CG.
You think they'd get CG?
Yeah, these aren't the main 2. What, are you kidding me? We've seen Reboot.
They don't even get sequences in Reboot.
So yeah, Joe goes on like a long spiel and he's like, I'm gonna go off on my own. I'm gonna find Yamato. I've got to like follow my own path. So Mimi, you keep gathering allies. I'm gonna find Yamato.
You do what you do, and I'll do what I should do.
Mm-hmm.
you don't worry about what I'm doing.
You
worry
go
about-
make yourself some
Worry
money.
about yourself.
Make some money.
Make some money.
So at this point, we cut back to the fight between Anjouamon and Lady Devimon, which has devolved into a fucking slap fight, which is something
Yeah.
all right. Admittedly, Anjouamon screaming and getting like really genuinely
he gets, like,
pissed off.
really mad. I admit that's kind of funny.
It's
She
really
almost
funny.
never sounds angry.
There's a little bit where like what's the Japanese name? Adler Kavitarimon?
Adler Kavitarimon,
Yeah, she shields Anjouamon, and she's like, "Get the fuck out of my way!" Oh, sorry.
let me at her.
And you just hear Kavitarimon go, "Oh, sorry."
Oh, sorry.
It's so fucking funny. And then it wraps up by like Anjouamon like flies up and just like, okay, I'm ending this. And the Lady Devimon starts to do an attack, and Anjouamon's like, no, fuck you, Heaven's Charm, and just kills her.
Penis blast.
So you have to die. And then the episode ends with fucking Piemon strutting toward them.
Yeah, it's like
He's-
you'd assume there'd be like a bit where it's like, okay, like we get like a little moment to settle down, and it's like, okay, they're gonna go up to, like, the big fucking fortress Piemon's chilling in. No, he just immediately struts out. It's like, okay, I'm gonna fight you now.
Taichi like quite literally does that shit like Patrick Star does in that one episode where he's just walking, like he pulls out a fucking
Yeah.
he pulls out a telescope. It's like he's just walking menacingly.
The way he walks is so fucking funny. There's just something about the strut he's doing. Oh, fantastic. Yeah, but that wraps up episode 50. So we're going to go into the dub zone for episode 50. Joe's battle.
Okay,
It's like
That's
that's like
that's
a
the
part
thing.
of
Way
of
this
calling it,
episode.
yeah.
But
that's the thing we focus on here. Like,
I mean, I guess the stuff with Joe is about as important as Lady Devimon was in that episode.
I
Yeah.
guess.
Name changes. Lady Devimon wasn't changed, obviously. Darkness Wave was not changed. Her Darkness Spear was changed to Black Wing, and Heaven's Charm was actually unchanged as well.
Black Wing's
T-
not too bad.
Yeah, Black Wing is fine. It doesn't make any sense given that it's a spear, but whatever. TK recap is nothing. The episode.
I feel like they just gave up on doing anything funny in the recap.
I was about to
Yeah.
say, I'm like surprised you're still like even mentioning the recaps, because just anytime you do now, it seems like it's just like there's nothing.
There's
Yeah,
one.
nothing.
There was one in this session, which is why I'm bothering.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm being comprehensive, or that right? That's the right word here. Whatever.
Yeah,
So
yeah, no, that's about right.
as Mimi and Joe are watching the city like recede, Mimi says it's like the whole city is moving out of town. And then Joe says, and I thought packing for camp was tough. And I'm just like, what are you fucking talking about?
You're
How is
just
that?
saying words. They have no meaning.
Why don't we take this city and push it somewhere
Somewhere
else?
else.
That's 2 SpongeBob references in the start of this.
Awesome.
That's a good way to start.
Joe says, I
Awesome.
wonder if superheroes are listed in the phone book. No,
What?
I don't know. I don't know. Don't know why he
I
says
don't
this.
know. That's a good question, man.
The dub hates Mimi.
Oh, yay! Misogyny.
Yeah, when she collapses to the ground and starts complaining about being hungry and tired, the Gekomon and Otamamon, first of all, they still call her Princess Mimi. They don't correct themselves, they just call her that. Second of all, she says, "Don't put yourself out, but a chili dog and fries would be great." I was like, oh my fucking god.
Just all sense of like any progression with her character is just evaporating at the seams. Just push it all the fuck away.
Like, I can't stand it. It makes me so fucking mad. Anyway, so when the whole Palmon, like, it's because they like you smile thing happens, they act like Meramon and Ogremon are like weirded out by the statement, and like they go, "I'm just gonna nod and go over here," and then but the stuff with Joe happens because that's an extended bit and they couldn't cut around that.
Yeah, God forbid anyone actually likes Mimi.
Of course.
She is a woman. They must hate her.
True.
Mimi specifically refers to the cola they brought her as root beer, which is her favorite. So based, awesome, excellent taste.
Ruby.
When Joe approaches Ogremon on the hill, he is saying 2 + 2 = 4. 4 + 4 = 7, and then he gets cut off because he's
Okay.
dumb.
Why was he doing math in the first place?
I occupy because the remember the part where Joe is walking up to him is silent, and we can't have that. So they needed to put dialogue in there.
So they just had him do fucking simple math equations?
Yeah,
I
'cause
guess
he's
so.
stupid.
He's
This shit
dumb.
sucks, dude. This shit's bad.
This shit does suck.
So Joe, I think it's Joe, specifically refers to like what they're seeing as an old Twilight Zone episode. And I'm just like, bro, that show has
That's
been
kinda
off the
funny.
air for like what, 30 years?
I'm a Digimon dub writer. I'm 60 years old. My wife hates me. My penis doesn't work.
Like, are you fucking for real? Andromon acquires geothermal energy from the ground is how they explain the map thing. I don't know what.
He's a
Awesome.
machine. But why did you what?
And then Tentomon says it's like having our own microwave. And I'm just like, I swear to God, bro. They are just
Yep.
writing words. Nothing fucking matters anymore.
They didn't cook shit.
They refer.
I wish I could own a microwave.
They referred to Lady Devimon as the ultimate fully evolved fighting soldier.
All right.
The words. The strongest evil Digimon.
When Taichi,
At this point, I just think it's funny to say. I'm not even actually that mad about it. I just think it's funny to keep bringing it up.
I mean, yeah, because like, you know, they
Yeah.
didn't know at that point. It's fine. It's just really funny that it keeps getting run over and over again. When Ty is doing his big speech about strategizing and everything, because in the sub we didn't mention this, but he compares it directly to soccer, like the planning ahead stuff. At which point Sora's like, "What are you fucking talking about?" And then he explains himself. In the dub, however, he says bases loaded, 2 outs, and we need a slam dunk. And I'm like, I'm gonna kill these kids.
I forgot to mention, but I actually really liked that bit where like Taichi was like really fully settling into the leader role. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's a good way to cap off like the whole thing.
Because it's also like, because it was like also just that no, like we need to be a full group. We're just not cutting it all split up like this. It's time to get back together.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, oh cool, no jokes,
Jokes.
just fucking jokes. They're not funny even. Like, it would be one thing. It'd be like genuinely one thing if at least like the bits they were replacing it with were like good bits, but they're not. It's literally just fucking word salad.
Yeah,
It's just like, haha, sports ball, am I right?
written
So
by
true.
60-year-old men whose dick don't work. Elekmon says, "I'm just a constant source of disappointment for everybody."
What the fuck? fuck?
What?
Yeah,
That's
okay.
so why?
I
Who
have
the
never
fuck out there headed out for a
Jesus.
Lekmon?
I've never thought this once about a Lekmon.
He's an
Jesus.
oofy. Like, come on.
yeah. Joe says, we're like circus clowns. We just get in the way. Don't look at me like that. You know it's true. Fucking Gomamon. At which point, and then he also says, and this is in a direct exchange between him and Gomamon, that's why they call me all reliable, but they don't. I'll ignore that. Which was like one of the only funny bits of dialogue in the entire episode. Just kidding. There's one more funny bit of dialogue. Remember when Hikari's like cheering for Anjuamon while they're having the slap fight?
Yeah, he's like,
Mhm.
don't lose, don't lose.
In English, she goes, "Get her, Anjuamon! That's right! Knock that witch's block off!" And she sounds like really aggressive, and it's really funny.
Awesome.
I actually remember I think Izzy has like a really weird line when he's like watching the slap fight occur or something.
In the sub, he says, "Women are scary."
Yeah, no, I remember that, but like I think in the dub he's like, oh, this is so I can't stop watching. What's going on? Or something like that.
Yeah, he says it's really scary, but I just can't look away for some reason.
The fuck?
Which, yeah, that's fucking weird.
All right, man.
That's
What
really
they-
All
weird.
right, man. What did they mean by this?
Well, good.
Remi-
Okay.
reminding whoever wrote that part of the script that Izzy is supposed to be 10 years old.
To give him some credit, there was once a fight at my high school, and it was you could not look away. It was just so bizarre.
Oh,
I feel
sure.
I feel like
Yeah, but I
feel
don't
like
think
the
that's why they
implication-
had Izzy say that.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
but
think the
that's fair.
implication here is he's watching two women fight and
To be fair, the fight at my high school was in fact two women fighting, but it was
Alright.
also
yeah, but you weren't getting anything out of it like that.
I was gonna say, you like men.
That we know of.
I was more watching for the man. She's really just slamming this other girl's head into a concrete table, huh?
That's fucking awesome.
All right, moving on.
Awesome.
when
Florida
Lady
moment.
when Lady Devimon is dying, she says, "I'm melting. Go fuck yourself."
You fucking
A wicked
tiny
witch
of
Wizard
the
of
West.
Oz reference.
Can't believe
You gotta
she
fit it
just
in.
fucking put out a swear word like that and the kid stuff. Crazy.
Oh no, the go fuck yourself was me. Sorry. Oh, and then when she's dead, Hikari goes, "Yippee!" Yippee! I was fucking dying. Ugh.
I feel like Koshiro is like an autism creature though. Like he would go.
Yeah, but that wasn't Koshiro, that was Hikari.
Oh, he cut.
Sorry,
whatever.
Kari. Sorry,
Mhm.
got her name wrong.
Gotta
Gokari.
use the dub names.
It's gonna be so funny when we get to a later season and there's one dub name I will refuse to use no matter what when we're doing the dub zone.
Okay.
And then Ty also somehow knows about the army Mimi is building, despite the fact that T doesn't know about that at all. Whatever.
Cool.
So we can
Isn't
move.
there isn't there like some shit in the dubs where it's just they're always able to communicate with each other or whatever?
No, like it's not even like they're not even talking to each other because he still sends Sora and Takaru off. Sorry, TK off to find them. Like he just knows about. Like he specifically mentions Mimi and all her allies. I'm like, whatever. I don't care. This is just getting nitpicky at this point. I don't care enough to.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving straight into episode 51, The Clown from Hell, Piemon.
Evil.
So did anyone else notice that the splash screen that like they introduced the episode title with was a fucking Ultraman reference?
It's like why did you do the Ultraman thing?
Yeah, it's Piemon doing the fucking Ultraman like transform like rising pose, yeah.
That's sick.
Because it's
Never
red, 'cause it's
seen
like the red
Ultraman.
background as well, and he's got his fist raised.
Yeah,
Awesome.
no, it's the exact Ultraman pose, but it's fucking Piemon for some reason.
I will take your word for it as someone who's never seen a single Ultraman.
Well, I'll just post this GIF.
Oh yeah, that is
Yeah.
literally exact,
Yeah.
huh? Wow.
Yep.
Huh.
Random
Never noticed that
Ultraman
until this
reference.
watch.
Not gonna put it on screen because of the flashing, but yeah.
Yeah.
The episode opens up on Joe and Gomamon. Gomamon talks about how Joe has gotten manly. And Joe was like, "What the fuck do you mean I've gotten manly?" Very cute interaction. And then, of course, we go back and Piemon is still strutting, and it's the funniest thing in the fucking world.
Yeah, just you know what? I mean, I'll have some little slight respect for the dub if someone goes, "Man, he's taking a while to walk over here."
No, Momo, that would be funny.
That's not words we say. There was like a coherent joke and point behind saying something like that. We don't do that around here.
You looked at what was on screen and made a joke directly related to it that was fairly entertaining. They don't do that over at Saban. But yeah, we're like cutting around to everyone. So like at this point, it's Sora and Takeru are like searching for stuff, and Sora just starts dooming really hard. She's like,
Fair.
what if we'll never find them? The digital world is huge. How are we ever going to find them? And Takeru's like,
You're right.
you all right? And she's like, oh, I have to put on a brave face. I can't make Takeru worried. And she's like, yep, we're good. Barely holding back. Yamato's in a cave.
Yeah. So Yamato
Awesome.
walked into the character development cave.
He found that fucking Star Wars cave. You know, the swamp.
He was like, ah, shit, I got a character arc to wrap up. Hang on, let me get to this cave.
I think we should use caves as plot devices more often.
Yeah,
So true.
the cave of trials.
Because there was also the cave in the one episode where with what was the episode? Oh, I fucking forgot. Never mind.
All right then.
Great.
So yeah, Yamato starts getting all he's like self-actualizing about his dependency on Takeru, because like he wants to be the big brother. He wasn't doing it for Takeru's sake. He was doing it for his own sake. Because like he wanted to fill that role, and the reason
And
he
he's
was
lonely.
he's lonely. And the reason he was so upset over Taichi getting more attention is because like he felt Taichi was being a better big brother than he was. And he starts, like he like slumps down in a corner of the wall, and like it's covered in a green mist, and it's into the dark ocean with ye.
The fucking cut, by the way, to him like sinking in the dark ocean is like instant.
Yeah.
It's just a hard cut to like a splash sound effect as he's sinking in there.
This like Gabumon basically like snaps at this point. He's just like nah.
A bad fucking. I've had enough of you fucking being sorry for yourself.
It's like you've been. I forget. I do admittedly forget some of the other stuff he said, but it was like what about me?
Yeah.
What am I to you? You're lonely. I'm here. I'm your friend.
Mhm.
I've been fucking waiting like thousands, like fucking countless years for you to show up.
Like, I was alone before you showed up, and then you showed up, and now I'm not alone, so you're not alone either. And then he bites him.
Yeah.
Bites you, bites you, bites you, bites you.
Kabumon's like, Yamato, there are 3 episodes left in this fucking show. We are wrapping up your character arc. And then Yamato proceeds to just kind of explain his entire character arc in full.
It's a little like I think I'm somewhere between this is still like a pretty good like conclusion, and wow, you realized you were running out of time and had to speed through this one.
Like, from beginning to end, he literally goes over his character arc. It's really funny.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah, the dark gas had tried to take him, and then it's like, no, that was actually the darkness that was inside me. It was
it's weird. I assumed that would have been because it's been a while, so I assumed that would just be like a Digimon that was trying to manipulate him. It's like no, it's just evil dark cave.
If you want to stretch it, you can maybe say it's part of the Dark Ocean, but then you just get an unresolved plotline in a different way. So like, so kind of losing either way.
The way I interpreted it, because there's a throwaway line where Piemon is the Dark Master of Darkness, because like it was the forest, the city, and the ocean.
The ocean.
And so Piemon's like the Dark Master of Darkness. So it's like his zone specifically is like fucking with people's heads because it's the dark zone or something. Is like how I just kind of explained it away in my head, so I didn't have to think about the Dark Ocean anymore.
I mean, I don't think it's particularly egregious. It's just, I'm kind of surprised that they didn't just cap it up with them beating up some random Digimon.
Yeah. They ran out of perfect levels to throw at people at this point.
That is not true, and you know it.
Dark Cherubimon.
So yeah, this is like the most Kingdom Hearts-esque sequence in the entire fucking show. It's like Yamato's like everyone has darkness inside their hearts, and I'm just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay, sure, dude. There's also like after his like he self-actualizes. He's like he's wrapped up his character arc by explaining it to you. Gabumon gets like really happy, and he does this like little arm wiggle that has like a sound effect playing or something, or a thing that happens
Yeah.
when he's still like in.
It's bizarre, but it's a very cute little gesture.
We all need a real one like Gabumon in our lives.
Absolutely. Also,
Gabumon is arguably like, besides maybe Tailmon, the most like directly involved and like developed Digimon out of all the partners, arguably.
Almost
just because
certainly.
of like, if only just between this and the earlier episode where he talked to the fucking tree.
Oh yeah, for sure. Also, I'm now like after I said the Kingdom Hearts, but I realized there was the part where he's dropping into the ocean too. So Yamato is literally like exactly Riku. It's kind of fucked up, actually.
Hey,
Always has been.
summer vacation, am I right?
God. Anyway, we cut to War Greymon just getting absolutely fucking worked by Piemon.
Yeah,
it's like hi,
just
it's like
decimated.
it's like okay, I can. It's like I can block your trump sword now. Okay, rock attack.
So
he just starts throwing rocks.
He uses 2 moves during this fight. I think the first one is called Toy Wonderness. I think
Toy Wonderness, I think is what it was called.
Toy Wonderness, but it doesn't involve toys. He just throws a rock at you. I'm like, why's your move
throws
called that?
rocks.
It's because we're the toys.
Oh,
That actually-
Toy. I throw rocks at toys all the time.
I thought you were
Bit-
going to say I throw
well-
rocks at people.
Okay.
I do that
mean-
too.
Okay, well, that's a conversation we're gonna have later. Anyway, let's see.
Moving on.
So
Moving on.
Wargreymmon's getting fucking worked. Sora and Takeru find the swan boat that Yamato was using. Oh, we forgot to bring that up. Like,
The fucking swan boat is back.
Elecmon specifically is like, yeah, I thought it was part of the like one of his, what the fuck are they called? The Nightmare Soldiers.
Yeah.
I saw someone fucking wrong with that boat again.
And he's like, I thought it was a Nightmare Soldier, but they're using a swan boat.
Because that's what makes Joe like just decide. Yeah, no, Yamato can't be far. I gotta go find him.
It's really funny where he was like, oh, it's a swan boat. It has to be Yamato. And I'm just like, okay.
I mean, like, I understand, but that's like, it's a thing he recognizes him by.
I'm
So,
about to
like,
make
I
this
get
my
it.
entire personality.
Swan boat.
I think Yamato's motorcycle should have been swan themed.
So Sora and Takeru like get to about the same spot, and then Sora just gets kidnapped by the character development cave as well.
Yeah, for no reason.
opens a hole
It just kind of came out of nowhere.
I have another note that also says "into the dark ocean with ye." she gets dropped. It just opens a hole underneath her. So at this point, Joe and Yamato actually meet up with Takeru.
and Joe starts doing like heel clicks. He's like, "Yippee! I knew I was right. Yippee!"
Takeru's like, Sora got taken by the cave. The Earth has claimed her.
She has returned from when she came.
So they all decide to go down the hole. And as they're like climbing down, Yamato's like, don't get scared. Fear is what like drives the shit in this cave. Like your negative emotions are bad. Don't like let them win. And then Joe slips and falls like 5 feet, and he's like, "Ow, my ass." It's a good thing it's a good thing it was we were already at the bottom, or else I probably would have died. Sora has been consumed by the depression gas.
Happens.
This
I do this all
scene
the
just
time.
this
is
scene
always
just
happening to
kind of
me.
didn't land for me because it's like
Yeah.
we're kind of just wrapping her character up over an issue
Yeah.
that occurred this episode? Like, what are we like actually like doing
Actually, no
with her
reason for it.
character? Yeah, like I don't
Sora,
know. Like, if this is meant to be a cap up to her character arc, it kind of just doesn't do anything.
Sora really got the short end of the stick when it came to like character.
Any. Yeah.
Just never feels like they know what they're doing with her.
Mhm.
And anytime they do try to
Really
conclude
sucks.
any arc involving her, it usually sucks. Fucking like at the beginning, it was cool because she's learning to appreciate having Piyomon as a partner, and
Yeah,
then
the
and
early
then the
stuff
shit,
with her and Biomon, but then it's like
and then the mom.
it's like the
shit
stuff with her
happened.
mom is like in a bubble, fine, but then you have like everything that comes out afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It just Yamato basically walks up to her and he's like, "Get over it. Stop being sad. If you're sad, it wins. You can't be sad." And
And he's like, wow, we made it. And
True.
she's like, oh, but what if we don't have a chance? And literally just the response is, what if we do, though?
yeah,
And she's like, what if we do, though? And then she just kind of snaps out of it. I'm like, okay.
I do like Joe's speech where she's like, "Why are we even here?" And he's like,
If we're here, we have
Yeah.
to be here because there is something we can do.
Exactly. He's just like, "We are here because we can do something. We would not be here if we couldn't." And like, I like that. I like that line in a bubble, remove it from the conversation and put it somewhere else. Awesome.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then she snaps out of it, and her arc is done, so we can move on to everything else.
Okay. Like, yeah.
Cut back to Wargreymon getting worked more. He's in
Yeah.
bad shape, and then he dies.
His like armor gets fucking destroyed. You can see like full chest on him and everything.
Ending snipe is, I believe, the move Piemon
Yeah.
uses to.
Does he do like a finger gun?
Yeah, it's good.
Awesome.
It's like an invisible wave of force that just kind of shatters Wargreymon's armor, and then he's dead. Yamato and all of them show up again at the last minute, and
Taichi and Yamato have a
They play they play the fucking song again.
they sure
they
do
have a
play-
really gay
Yep.
scene together.
No, they're just good friends. It's the crest of friendship, Bridget, not the crest of homoeroticism.
Even Garurumon and Wargreymon, like that shit was a little bit fruity. Garurumon, I'm just
There is nothing wrong with reviving your homie from the dead by walking up and nuzzling him a little bit. All right, there's nothing wrong with that. That is a pure
Like, he
expression
gives, like
of
this
friendship.
like soft little nuzzle to his fucking shoulder. I'm like, oh, okay, huh?
You know how it goes.
Me and the homie, me and
Just me and the boys.
Yeah,
yeah.
a perfectly normal thing for friends to do.
Yeah.
Wargreymon is miraculously healed by the power of friendship, literally. Like,
Yeah.
literally.
Quite literally.
And then that's pretty much where the episode ends, where they're getting ready to do the final showdown against Piemon.
More or less, yeah.
Which means we can move into the dub zone, episode 51, The Crest of Friendship.
Awesome.
Oh god, there's like two entire. Oh no, this episode was mostly dialogue. Oh fuck.
I actually don't have that much here because, like,
Really?
yeah, I stopped writing down bad jokes like out of context, and I only wrote down ones where I'm just like that made me have to pause the episode to actually take the note. Toy Wonderness and Ending Snipe are unnamed in this. He doesn't actually give attack names. He just, throws the shit
Does
at
it?
Wargreymon. During the Joe recap, he says, "Do you think he'd mind rescheduling our destruction?" Guess not. Sure thing, buddy. At the beginning of the episode, Gomamon says, "We gotta get up and Gomamon," which is
That's pretty funny.
Pokemon Go.
That
to
feels
the
like a joke they'd
polls.
make in the sub. Even.
it's really good.
I'm gonna make that my saying now.
Yeah,
we gotta go, Momon.
we gotta
We
get
gotta
up.
go, Mamon. We gotta get up and go, Mamon.
During the
It's pretty
manliness
funny.
discussion, fucking. So the discussion happens like normal, but then Joe says, "Are you man enough not to laugh while I tickle you?" And then proceeds to tickle Gomamon. Which, okay.
Okay.
Um. Here's a line of dialogue that changed that it made me say "fuck you" out loud. Yeah, or Matt says, "I've been living a lie." Gabumon responds with, "You're not a real blonde."
That's kind
No,
of funny.
fuck. That's kind of
pretty
funny.
good. That's pretty good.
Oh boy, I was like, you guys can't be doing this. While Matt is in his depression spiral, he's like, it's better off if I'm not there. 7 is a luckier number than 8. It's like I wish
You just don't want characters. You just don't want these characters to be taken seriously at all, do they?
This is forgot about this note. This is just entirely out of context. This is literally not funny out of context unless you are very specifically aware of this. Like at one point, I think it's Gabumon says to Matt, "You're not him." It made me fucking die laughing.
My
pronouns
him.
day.
Because I'm not him.
I was fucking crying when I heard him say that.
It's really funny.
And then after he gets over his depression stuff, and explains, he doesn't really explain the character arc in English because he doesn't, have one.
Yeah.
He's like, I always thought, like, I always hold back and I don't cry, but I really want to cry. And Gabumon goes, then cry. In like a really, really funny little, he's just like, then cry. Like
Then
really
cry.
quickly.
Just do it.
Get over it. Okay.
When they're discussing how Sora got swallowed up by the earth, Joe says, like Jonah and the whale. And I'm just like, bro, children aren't going to know what that is. That's like,
Clearly, you're not children. All children know Jonah and the whale.
of
Clearly
course.
you're not children.
Like, if they had said Pinocchio, okay. Sure.
Yeah.
Kids might understand that one. Ain't no one fucking knows about Jonah and the whale. Oh my god. When Matt and TK meet up again, and TK's like, "Wow, you look different. Did you change your hair?" And Matt says, "Nah, I just haven't been using as much gel." Because, fuck the cute little line where Takeru is like, "Hey, you look different. Like, better. Did something change?" Instead, they have to replace it with a joke about Matt's hair. Because, no character development allowed.
Funny.
Wow.
When Joe lands on his ass, he says, "Thankfully, I landed on the part of my body that has an airbag." And Matt says, "Very funny." And I'm just like, you're not allowed to do that. Can't laugh at your own jokes, assholes.
Someone has to.
Someone has to.
When Sora is like repeating the same thing over and over again, when she's like depressed and sad and like, she says there's no place like home.
Oh my god.
Terrible.
Sure, Wizard of Oz reference. Why not?
Again?
No reason not to.
It has nothing to do with anything. Like, what are you fucking talking about?
She's not even sad because she misses home. She's sad because she doesn't think there's anything they can do.
God, I hate this fucking dub. When Ty is talking about like his strategy or being confident, Izzy says General Custer said the same thing at Little Bighorn. Kids aren't gonna fucking know what that is. Like,
what the fuck?
Oh my god! Like, yeah, sure. The Battle of Little Bighorn was like a turning point.
All right, man.
But like, bro, God. And then they play Hey Digimon again.
Sure.
Ultimate Frats, all the boys and girls.
I think it might actually.
Champions of the digital world.
I think it's when the like revival happens. They play fucking Hey Digimon, and I was like, I'm gonna fucking kill myself. Okay. Anyway, we're 2 episodes and we're an hour into recording, even though a lot of that's gonna get cut. It's fine. So let's do Momo's Digimon of the week. Momo, how would you like to talk? Well, let me hold on. Let me go to video mode. Momo, would
Oh.
you like to go ahead and discuss your Digimon of the week? That is in fact Pokemon.
Move on. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can
we need
stop
to move
thinking
on.
about that delicious pizza.
The Lady Debbie.
me eating my pizza later.
Dude, that's some good ass pizza. My God.
Is it like pain or you know?
You know.
Maybe it sucked silly
She
by
lets
it.
out
Yeah,
one hell of a scream when that happens.
Yeah.
By the way,
Yeah, you ever read Shokugeki no Soma?
No, and I never will.
No, but like I know the thing you're referencing.
Anyway, episode 52,
Anyway.
the Holy Swordsman, Holy Angemon. Okay. So
What
yeah,
are this episode's about?
who knows? Could be anything.
Who knows?
So the episode
be
opens
anything.
with War Greymon and Metal Gurumon attacking Piemon, and he's doing the stupidest bullshit I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. He throws a ring of fire at Metal Gurumon and traps him in it, and then he spawns a fucking circus ball underneath War Greymon.
I'm not gonna lie.
He's a bit silly with it.
I'm not gonna lie. More Greymon like failing to balance on that ball properly was a little moe.
A little bit.
Shut the fuck up. What do you
What?
mean moe? What the fuck do you mean it's moe?
It's
But he's
cute.
failing a little bit.
don't
It's
get it.
cute. You don't understand. Whatever. Move
All right,
on.
we're moving on. So Piemon starts throwing the Trump swords, and they're like disappearing and reappearing. And Metal Gurumon apparently has sensors now. I get he's a
Yep.
robot, so he
Yeah.
has them, and
He's
he's
a
like,
I mean, he's got all these
Never-
fucking rockets. I assume he just uses them to launch missiles.
Never
Mhm.
had this before, by the way. Like this is a thing he basically just made up, but you know, whatever.
and he's like 45 degrees to your right is where the swords are coming from, and so
Well, he doesn't have the Dramon killer, so he needs something.
yeah,
I have
War-
Draymond killers that allow me to one shot 2 Dark Masters. What do you got, Melagurumon? Sensors.
I got
Hey, it's
sensors.
working.
I mean, he does the most important thing next, where he shoots lasers out of his fucking whisker hole.
It's also an attack he never uses before or after. I'm pretty sure.
I
like
just assume if there's like a hole on Metal Gurumon, a missile could come out of it, or a laser.
Probably. Maybe a laser.
almost
Yeah.
certainly, yes. And then Piemon pulls out a white sheet, and it's just like, what? Huh? What?
Is
What?
he
Huh?
giving up?
Is he giving up? What's going on?
And then he's like,
Kill him
ta-da,
anyways.
and throws the sheet over War Greymon and Metal Gurumon, and then also Taichi and Yamato, and
yeah, suddenly it grows really big.
and oh my god, he turned them into marketable plushies.
I would.
Oh, we're turning into absorbable merchandise. No.
I don't think they've ever made like replicas of these because I would buy them.
Yeah,
That-
it's a
that- I-
shame.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would buy those. Also, can we like? This is the most fucking broken shit possible. It's just
Yeah.
literally an button.
You get caught by the sheet, and you're just out of the fight.
Yep, pretty much.
This is also a thing I remember in my brain, like my kid brain, constantly just meshed like I guess Myotismon and Piemon together.
Mhm.
So like I was like, damn it, they took forever to beat Vamdemon. Or what about that bit where you turn them into toys? All right, that was Piemon.
So something I noticed in this episode specifically about Piemon is, as far as his ability are concerned, it's just whatever the fuck they want him to be.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
He's just silly and goofy.
He's doing little magic tricks.
Really funny. They're just like, yeah, he could just do whatever. Who cares?
Mhm.
So after this happens, they just kind of realize, oh, we're fucked. Like we're fucked. We gotta run. We gotta just get out of here.
We gotta get out of
And
here.
like, Piemon's obviously fucking like going to change after them, and Andromon is like, nah, you guys go ahead. I'll handle it.
This
Andromon
like-
has squared up against 2 of the Dark Masters, and at least for a little bit held his own.
Yeah,
he doesn't.
I think he's got it.
really
It's because
shit.
he's the strongest perfect level Digimon.
true.
Oh, he's the strongest Digimon.
Yeah.
True.
He's kind of the goat. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
Yeah.
damn.
That fight, like, also that fight was like really clean looking.
Yes.
It was animated.
Honestly, I think the fight between Andromon and Piemon might be the best animated thing in this set of episodes.
Yeah, I think so too.
However, before that happens, there's a very small and quick cutaway to Centaurmon
Awesome.
In a cave.
in a cave where there's a bunch of fire shooting out of the walls, and he calls it the Wall of Fire. Firewall, get it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Genai shows
So
up,
dumb.
and he
Yeah,
starts
a
talking about a
Mechanoriumon.
prophecy.
And it's like, the prophecy's here.
He just looks at it and goes, "Damn, I can't believe it's real."
And I'm just
Genai
like,
really is.
He's the
Genai
fucking
really
guy.
is just like, we need to introduce new information that was at no point alluded to before
Yeah.
Guy
in
who-
this show.
I was gonna say Genai, guy who kind of understands things.
Yeah.
just
I have a
it out of nowhere, it makes the like, huh? What do you mean? There's another prophecy? What are you fucking
Don't
talking
worry about
about?
it.
Again, if they have a plot point that they hadn't alluded to before, but has no proper build up, I just fucking have Genai say some vague bullshit. That'll make it work. They've literally done this like 3 times at this point. I'm pretty sure.
I guess they just wanted there to be like any level of foreshadowing for fucking
Yeah.
for fucking Apocalypse.
12 minutes
Is
before
that
the
what it's
guy shows up in
foreshadowing?
Showtime.
It's so fucking bizarre.
I still don't understand why Pokemon even shows up.
I legitimately, I think it's like out of show material that explains a Pokemon.
Probably.
So the kids are running, and there's a trapeze that they have to use to get over a big gap because, again, Piemon is just like, just put circus shit around. Who fucking cares?
Honestly, I respect the bit.
I just like the first thing that happens is a Tentomon flies across. Like, you guys are gonna have to use a trapeze. I'm like, why aren't you not just? You can just turn it to Cometariumon and like fly him across. Like, why we?
Tension.
Okay,
The tension of the scene of them performing a trapeze act.
a trapeze act. Yeah, fucking sure.
Yeah. So they all do the trapeze stuff, and then right as the last group is going over, I think, oh god, who gets caught? It's like Tailmon, Joe.
No, Tailmon gets caught later. It's
Okay.
just Joe. It's Joe, Koshiro, and then Tentomon tries to like swoop in and also gets caught.
Right, yeah. So those 3 get caught.
Yeah.
So yeah, Patamon, Takeru, Tailmon, Hikari, and Gomamon made it over.
Gomamon. Yeah.
He's got them big old paws.
Yeah. So now we cut to Mimi, who is still on her way to the battle because, you know, she's been gathering allies, and she's with like, somehow she's gathered like a fucking army. There are so many Digimon with her out of nowhere.
Specifically, like, the one that confused me was like, oh, the Gecko,
Yeah.
the Tamamon. I'm like, weren't they dead? Like, didn't they literally say all these fuckers died? Like,
I think I don't know if they. I don't remember if that. I think they just said they don't know what happened to them.
Yeah, they
Which
said
ones?
okay.
the Gekomon, the Otamamon.
All the other Tamamon and Gekomons. I think they just
No,
said
I
they don't
think-
know.
I don't think
I'm
they
pretty
died.
sure-
Yeah.
Oh,
Shogun
I think
died.
no. The only one they
They just
showed
fucked off.
dying was Shogun Gekomon because
Yeah.
he fell to the fucking abyss.
Yeah. All
I
the rest,
think-
I think, just fucked off.
Yeah, I think they just said they got separated and didn't know where they were, and we just kind of
Yeah.
assumed they were dead.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But yeah, they're all live. Lilymon is trying to help Mimi up the rope, and she's saying Mimi is too heavy, and Mimi takes offense to this.
Are you saying I'm fat?
And then
Like, hee hee.
Mimi is just like, she like starts complaining, just like, why is this the only group without a fucking flying Digimon aside from Lilymon? Because like, Lilymon is the only one that can fly, and she's too weak to carry everyone up, so they're like using rappel ropes to get up the side of a cliff face. Cuts back to all the doll. The Tentomon doll looks like shit. It's just a note I have. For whatever reason, the
Like,
Tentomon doll specifically
It
looks
barely
bad.
looks like Tentomon.
It's fun.
Meanwhile, the rest of the guys are like hiding under the floorboards somewhere, I guess.
Yeah, they're in like the next room under the floorboards, and Piemon is just kind of like shoving his swords into the floorboards, checking for them. Eventually, they hear him start walking away, and Sora's like, "Oh, thank God! I think he's going into the next room." And then, of course, he's right there and stabs right next to them, nearly killing
I
them.
found you, stupid.
Gomamon is just kind of around, like he can't do much. And then, as they're running away, Sora's like, "I'm gonna stay behind and like distract him while Takeru, Hikari, Tailmon, and Gomamon go." And then Goemon's like, no, I'm gonna stay back too. And Sora's like, you can't do shit, idiot. Like, what the fuck do you expect to do? Joe's not here.
I was like, "Aww."
And then Piemon like shows up and unfortunately
Those
they
things.
yeah. So Goemon like jumps toward him, snatches Yamato's doll off, passes it to Sora, and then Sora chucks it to Takaru, Patamon, and Hikari. I think Tailmon got captured at some point.
Yeah, because
Probably.
after they finally get found under the floorboards, Pillmon and Piomon like digivolve
Yeah,
the
they go
Angelmon
Greedamon and Angelmon try to hold him off.
Right.
Yeah, and then they get caught there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, our group is just Takaru, Patamon, and Hikari, and they are out on the balcony, where there's just nothing. Like Takaru talks about potentially climbing down, but Hikari's like, "No, we'll die if we fall, so let's not do that." There's just a random urn,
Urn.
just there, and he lifts
Basket.
lifts up the lid, and then a rope coils out of it up to the fucking sky. Oh. He like Takaru has this really nice thing where like he like takes charge of the situation and he's like, no, like I have to he's talking about how he has to remain calm and like is like, Hikari, you go first. Like you need to get up there. Like I'll stay back and like if he comes, I'll protect you. So, she starts climbing up and he follows after her. Patamon evolves to Angemon once Piemon gets up onto the balcony as well. And he's holding his own for a little bit, and then he immediately gets owned. So
Someone just really wanted to have Piemon do more sword fights.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Angemon gets like put in the dirt, and then Piemon cuts the top of the rope above where they are, so they can't continue.
And Hikari's like, oh god, he's fucking dead. And Takaru's like, oh no, I gotta keep it together. No, he's fine. He's fine.
Yeah. He's totally fine. Don't worry about it. And then Piemon grabs Takaru's leg. And it's just like, all right, sorry, I'm killing you kids. And then cuts the rest of the rope and they both start falling to their death. Takaru has an epiphany while falling to his death. And finally, 52 episodes into this 54 episode series, we get Angemon's perfect level.
Yep.
That thing that's been in the ED for like half the show.
Yeah. This evolution sequence kind of sucks.
Really? I thought it looked cool.
It's kind of nothing.
He's a glowy man.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, he's a big glowy man, and then he gets his armor. I want to mention real quick. I really, I like the scene where he like grabs the Yamato keychain, and Yamato like encourages him because it's not only like a nice cap off for Takaru, it's actually like kind of subtly a nice cap off for Yamato as well because
he's like finally himself. Yeah,
he was finally able to do something for his brother that like Taichi never could.
Yes. He's able to encourage him to...
They keep saying, like, believe, like, hope. Hope you get
it?
Hope.
Yeah, hope. He's able to encourage Takaru to, like, stand up on his own, which is something he was incapable of doing before. Yamato, that is. He was incapable of encouraging him.
Yeah. No, Takaru was plenty capable of standing on his own. That fucking Pinocchimon alone, like...
You've got no friends.
So yeah, we get Holy Angemon, and he kind of instantly just kind of works Piemon a little bit and is able to snag all the dolls back, and then uses Holy Disinfection to return them to normal.
He pulls up the spray bottle.
So all the kids have returned to normal, and Piemon's like, okay, fine, whatever, you're back to normal. Well, guess what? I also have friends I can call on. And then he calls an army of those disgusting little freaks Evilmon.
Or Vilemon.
Vilemon.
Yeah, it's Vilemon. Vilemon
I know it's Evilmon in Japanese. It's just like Vilemon. I feel like...
Oh, it's captured a little better.
I like the name better.
Evil Vile. So it's an anagram.
Yeah.
Yay.
And then finally, the entire resolution to Mimi gathering the Digimon PMC finally happened.
Yeah.
So that it can beat these little freaks.
Get them!
Go, my army! And yeah, they
my
have...
seed.
No, not that.
And then as a wrap up
consider.
as a wrap up to the fight with Piemon, Holy Angemon uses Heaven's Gate and sends not only all of the Evilmon, but also Piemon to the Cuck dimension.
Heaven's Gate is like a really fucked up move.
Oh yeah, it is.
It's funny as fuck.
It's like basically a black hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm the assumption is that like the moment you enter this, you just get like atomized.
Seemingly.
Something like that.
Yeah, and then they're just like, "Yay, we did it! We beat all the evil masters! We did it! Yay!" And then Genai shows up and is like,
"It's like you're Skype calling me now. You're Skype calling me this shit."
Genai literally shows up being like, "Yeah, we got 2 more episodes to fill, so
it's not over just yet.
There's another guy.
There's a super duper big bad.
There sure fucking
You
is.
understand.
This fucking old man. Leave us alone."
Fuck you, old man. He
This
literally,
fucking guy.
like, has he done anything positive for the Digidest?
No.
Kind of
No.
causes them more trouble and gives them more shit to do.
That one time he let them stay in his house.
He let them crash at his place.
Gave Izzy a laptop.
I mean, he did improve Izzy's
Izzy got
laptop, but
laptop.
he removed a bunch of the function keys for it, so...
And then also put in fucking pointless bloatware.
God, Genai sucks so
Yeah.
fucking bad.
He's funny.
Alright. The Dub Zone, episode 52, Piedmon's Last Jest, which I think is a really good episode
That's a
name.
pretty good. That's a
That's
pretty good
pretty
episode
good,
name.
yeah.
You do not amuse me, Jester.
Name changes, we have... shut your fucking mouth. we have Holy Angemon becoming Magna Angemon, because any mentions of heaven or holy are bad.
Yeah.
Can't have them.
Even though, they're literally angels, but whatever.
Hey, that reminds me.
Yep.
Is Magnadramon? Because I know that's a thing later on.
Yeah.
Is that thing's original name meant to be Holy Dramon or something?
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
That's
It's
crazy.
Holy Dramon, yeah.
What the
Holy
fuck?
Dragonmon.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, that makes sense.
Yeah, the draw always is to indicate dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Heaven's
guess so.
Gate has been replaced by Gate of Destiny, which is fine, I guess. I mean, obviously loses the theming, but whatever. And then Evilmon was changed to Vilemon. And on the information screen, they showed its name. The Evilmon's move is called Nightmare Shock. Actually, remains the same in English.
Huh.
Tentomon is the recap. Nothing. So remember when Piemon was doing the things with like the Ring of Fire and the ball?
Mm-hmm.
Like he didn't. Those weren't moves. Like he wasn't calling out attack names. He was just doing those things.
Yeah.
Mhm.
In English, they act like it's a move, and he calls it Clown Trick.
I mean, I think
really
that is.
funny.
I think technically that's correct.
Really?
I think he just has a generic thing called Clown Trick, where it's basically just anytime he does magician shenanigans, that's Clown Trick.
Interesting that the sub
Awesome.
didn't ever use that. Okay. I thought they just randomly gave it a name. They name Metal Garumon's nose beam. They call it
Do that.
Metal Wolf Snout.
Sure, man.
Metal wolf snout.
The snoot would droop.
Tai says to Piedmon, "Why don't you make yourself disappear?" And it's like, Tai, bro, just fucking up like kill yourself.
Kill yourself.
This is the episode where Derek Stephen Prince really gets to ham it up as Piedmon, and he fucking rules. His Piedmon is so good. He is just really like enjoying every second that he gets to just say bullshit. It's fucking great. They go back to the firewall thing. They make jokes about roasting and barbecue and shit. I didn't even write it down. They fucking make jokes like that. The entire time during the trapeze segment, they're just making jokes. I didn't even write them down. They're just making jokes the whole time. When Piedmon turns Izzy into the doll, he's like holding it up and he goes, "I'm Izzy, I'm the smart one." It's like, it's really good.
That's pretty funny.
He was like, "I'm Izzy, I'm the smart one, but I couldn't figure out a way to save my friends." Like, I was like, Jesus Christ, dude.
Damn. Okay.
What's your fucking damage?
The part where TK is like being responsible and is like, Kari, you can go first. Because it'll be safer if you do that, and etc. Instead, in the English dub, he makes her go first because he's scared and he thinks it's scary.
Just erase. Like, why even have this show if you're just going to erase the story from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When Piedmon grabs TK's leg, he says, "Sorry if I gave you a wedgie."
Oh.
Not a fan.
Hey Digimon starts playing again. My note at this point actually just
Fuck
says,
yeah.
"Hey Digimon, hey Digimon."
Hey,
Champions of the
Congrats,
digital
all the boys.
world.
Jesus.
Magna Angemon does his own info thing.
That's awesome.
He's like, he has this really weird, like really breathy voice, and he's like, "I have 8 shining wings and a beam shield."
You want to have 8 shining wings and a beam shield?
Piedmon says, "Chew on this," and Magna Angemon says, "I'm not hungry."
That's pretty good.
Maybe he could go for a pizza.
I was like, bro, come on.
Oh yeah, since they don't. It's the funny thing I didn't know. They mentioned it in the sub. His sword is called Excalibur.
Yes. His sword is called Excalibur.
Yeah.
I believe he does
Very
say.
funny.
I believe in English they actually keep it Excalibur as well because he mentions it during his info thing. Holy disinfection. Because it's not real. It's not removed. So I didn't include the name change. He uses Magna Antidote
Sure.
to turn them back. When Piedmon is summoning the Vilemon army, he goes, "Ta-da!" and then they all explode out of the ground. And also, all the Vilemon make fucking chimp noises.
They are kind of like those. I forget the name of them. The monkey things from Wizard of Oz. Surprised they didn't go for another Wizard of Oz reference there.
Oh god, they are the flying monkeys. He calls them the flying monkeys like multiple times. I didn't even consider that's another fucking Wizard of Oz reference. Why do they do that so much?
Why not?
Whatever. I just don't know why Piedmon specifically. They were just like, yeah, Wizard of Oz. Clearly, he's just like Oz. But yeah, that was the last thing in the dub.
Cool.
So we can move on to episode 53, The Last Evil Digimon. The last one.
The last one.
It's all over
No
after
more
this
after
one.
this.
No more sequels. Definitely no
Yep.
sequels. Pushing this aside. No more sequels. No. Last one.
Mm-hmm.
After this, it's over. We got him.
So the episode opens up on the children being cast into the void.
I think their parents can all see this because they can see the huge rip.
Yeah.
How long have those fucking like their parents and their family been how long have they been like staring at the sky for?
Probably not that long.
They've been
If
watching
they're
that
going
shit on
the time
fast
dilation
forward.
shit.
Yeah, so like that's another thing because they could like see what's going on. So is it happening like in real time for them, or is the or
I assume they just see glimpses of it.
So
They're watching the Nightcore version.
yeah, so my assumption is because they mentioned this, since the time dilation corrects itself when a Pokemon appears.
Yeah.
I think before this they could just like see the digital world, like they were just seeing.
It's probably just like a haze.
Yeah. And then like once a Pokemon shows up, that's when the rift opens up because like everything's fucked at that point. And they can like properly see it. And at that point the time dilation's fixed, so it's in real time.
Okay, that makes sense actually.
So they mentioned that the darkness is probably endless. I was like, Jesus, all right. Bit of a downer. Again, I mentioned the fact that there's a super secret final boss, which is of course a Pokemon who hasn't properly shown up yet because they're just floating in the void. So here's a fact that just gets dropped and is never ever ever brought up again. There was a group of chosen children before them. that also defeated some kind of big evil. That causes problems for a lot of stuff down the line. Like a lot of things.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah.
I was about to say, huh? Wonder if that will get co-opted by a bad sequel at some point or whatever.
Yeah. Which is really funny because as of certain other events, I believe that just decanonizes this and also technically Try. Really, really bizarre little piece of information that gets more and more not true as time goes on.
The for all the things Adventure does right, just by virtue of it being like the first Digimon thing, its like lore is maybe poorly established of any Digimon thing.
Oh yeah. Like 50+% of the stuff established in Adventure gets retconned. Some of it gets retconned in the literal next episode.
Yep.
And the D12 shows up, kind of floating there in space.
I
Yes, you
am the tetrahedron.
My next note is just big scary man who is very powerful.
Meta threat spotted. Meta threat
His
spotted.
number is very large.
He asks the kids multiple times if they think he's ugly. Which is kind of funny out of context, but in context, it's like, oh.
Yeah, they also like they actually do like for how limited the animation in the show often is. They actually do a pretty good job at showing just how like gross of a few bits of Apocalymon you can actually see
Yes.
are.
Yeah.
The constant pulsating with the like hoses that are running into him and everything.
And the way that he's like literally can like tear into his own flesh and like green blood spills out of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's
And then it
fucking
just
gross.
heals back up. Yeah, it is
Yeah.
definitely gross. Koshiro tries to own him with facts and logic. But Apocrymon's not having
like-
any of it.
He's like,
Apocalymon
it's like,
use-
dude, it's like just it's kind of some things are just gonna die because of due to the evolution process.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like,
It's
shut the fuck up.
it's literally Koshiro uses facts and logic. Apocalymon counters with appeal to emotion.
Yeah, because Koshiro says like, you know, things evolve and some things aren't going to make it; they're going to die out. And Apocalymon says, "Does that mean I don't have the right to live?" Or sorry, he didn't say I. He says, "Does that mean we don't have the right to live?" Because Apocalymon is a collective, and that's kind of
Yeah.
important.
It's also like it's to the point where when they get to the Digimon like, you know, status like summary screen or whatever the fuck it's called,
Mm-hmm.
the narrator just outright goes, actually, I don't even know if this thing counts. I don't even know if
Yeah,
this is
they're
considered a
not even sure if it's
Digimon.
really a Digimon.
It's a weird one.
So yeah, Apocalymon is basically like it's a collective of all the Digimon
Vengeful
that
spirits.
yeah they just didn't make it. The things that just didn't make it.
I kind of took it as like just as like evolution, like, you know, jumping evolutions go certain like say like child stages just at some point cease to exist, and that's that the data, but like discarded data of things like that is what makes up a Pokemon.
Mm-hmm. Just a mass of like dead souls.
Yeah.
It's fucked up. And so that's why him saying like, "Do we not have the right to exist?" was like, whoa, whoa, oh boy.
It's like, I think you're getting Apocalymon, this is a 10-year-old you're talking to.
You're asking some pretty tough questions to a 10-year-old. So yeah, this is the point where it tears into its like itself, themself. It's kind of hard to. I think itself is probably the most appropriate for Apocalymon. So, like it tears into itself, and Mimi is just like, "Oh my god, that's horrifying."
Yeah.
It then proceeds to use Ultimate Stream. Like one of its tendrils turn into a metal Seadramon head and fires Ultimate Stream at them.
It's fucking gross.
It's really cool and gross, and everyone's just like,
What the fuck? And he's like, wait a minute, what? And then he does, and I think he does, and then immediately after, I think he does Night Raid.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And
Or
then
no,
he's
he
like,
does
oh,
he
so
does Bloody Stream.
Oh yeah, Bloody Stream, because he like,
Yeah.
I think he whips Lilymon.
Yeah.
It's kind of it was kind of
and then
like
they realize, oh wait, shit. He
Although-
knows he has
although-
all the moves.
although it's kind of fucked. Like I'm like, oh, so he's gonna use like I don't Dark Masters, maybe like Edamon or even Devi, and this is like, no, it's just those three.
Yeah, just those three. It's fine.
It kind of runs out after that.
We only have like 12 minutes for this, so. So he does a thing where he like because like they're all at their perfect and ultimate stages at this point, and he grabs them all, and I believe he calls this death evolution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not unrelated to the other one.
I was literally about to say, bro, that's not a thing yet. You can't say that.
Yeah.
That's not gonna be a thing until like what, 2005?
Yo,
Like,
next
calm
one link
down.
up.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
next one link up.
the Pokemon Death X Mon team up will go crazy. So he de-digis the whole party. Like they're all back to their rookie stages, and all the kids are like, we'll just go again, baby. And then it grabs all of their crests using, I believe, Devimon's Death Claw, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like
yoinks all their crests
and then just crushes them.
pops
They're all
them.
gone. Goodbye.
Like pops them.
Oh yeah, they just kind of are gone. And then it decides, okay, I'm converting all of you back to data. Goodbye, and proceeds to just like disintegrate all the children in Digimon.
They get turned into a Pringle.
Yep.
Get Pringled.
Get Pringled, idiot. So at this point, they're all just kind of like floating in a white void with a bunch of like binary like floating by them. And like they all start kind of like dooming about how like they're done for. Like they've all been converted to data. They don't even have like real bodies anymore. And then all the Digimon are like, you're not, shut up. No, like we're getting back to this. So the slow version of Butterfly starts playing, and it's amazing and incredible. And then it kind of turns into a clip show.
Yeah.
It's like all the journey we took.
It's very
kind
much
of reflecting on it all.
Yeah.
It's very much like a like this was to save budget, but it goes about it in a way that works. I think, at least. Because, you know, they're floating in a white void, like as still images, and it's just flashing back to, you know, they basically all go over the arc they've been on throughout the entire show. As a way to, like, you know.
Yeah, as a way to, like, this was, like, just kind of a bit that was difficult to, like, write notes for, because it's just kind of a...
It's like, you know what this is about, and it's like, that's like, thing you do, it's just, you know, thing you do at end of journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, as it turns out, the crests were the power within them the whole time, because, you know, they represent specific aspects of them as people.
And it's like, yeah, as long as we have that, we don't need them.
But I at least like the thing where they like, okay, but like all of us have each other's crest like in them.
It's really nice. It was a good little wrap up, and then everyone digivolves back up to their final stages, and they rematerialize in front of a Pokemon, and they get ready to kick its sorry ass and erase it from existence, I guess.
Then they also end it by fucking playing every single Digivolution one more time.
Yeah, they really got to fill that time. This was an episode that, like, yeah, there just wasn't a whole lot of notes for it because it was just a very simple episode.
Not much.
Which brings us to the Dub Zone episode 53. Now Apoclymon. Why they thought
Apocalypse Now.
Why they thought making a reference to Apocalypse Now was something they had to do. Bizarre. Name changes. Darkness Zone and or Total Darkness were left unchanged. Death Evolution was changed to Reverse Digivolve.
Yeah, that makes... Yeah. Okay. Sure.
TK recap was nothing.
Yeah.
As they're falling, I believe Genai says, I hope no one needed a barf bag on the way down. And then when he was talking about the entity that I guess eventually became a Pokemon, he said, it was angry. You would be too if you lived with that kind of humility.
Yeah.
Like,
why?
Just the
Jokes.
They don't care.
They
They
got jokes.
don't care, bro.
And then at the end, he said, and even worse than that, my new wristwatch stopped working.
Huh?
They got jokes.
They got jokes.
At a certain point, I stopped being able to say anything new about these like dub jokes. It's just, yeah,
Mhm.
sure,
Sure, man.
whatever, man.
Yeah, I wrote down the Genai ones because in particular, I think Genai is like he already is like one of the funniest examples of the mentor elder man character because he sucks so bad even in sub. But in dub,
Yeah.
he's literally just a joke. He says, "Oh, I'm out of quarters, gotta go." When his signal gets cut off.
Yeah.
Ooh.
My next note is just, "Oh God, here we fucking go." So, Apoclymon's entire thing in the dub remains relatively the same. Like, its explanation for existing is all of that. Unfortunately, they cut in a bunch of jokes into its speech that suck and are bad and make me, I think may actually be some of the worst changes of the entire show. Like, genuinely. They just suck. Also, they didn't translate the fact that a Pokemon is an entity made of a bunch of like dead souls and data. So it uses I
Reasonably.
and uses like first person singular pronouns, which
Yeah.
it shouldn't do because that's not what it is. But you know, the dub clearly did not understand any kind of subtlety or context, like got like fucking stuff like that.
When does it ever?
Yeah, true.
True.
When it's talking about using the moves, it's talking about them like they're top 40 singles. Like it's like
That's pretty funny.
Like,
Oh,
here's my
the
Otismon's
greatest
big
hits.
hit. Yeah. Yeah. That does that. At one point, Gatomon says, "You better lose that tood, Kari." Cuz.
Goodness.
I think Apoclymon is the one who says you should have saved the receipt. The warranty was probably still good on those in reference to it destroying the crests.
Dumb. That's fucking
Probably.
dumb.
Okay.
The dub hates Mimi. She says, "Data, I'm too young to be dating."
All right.
Because girl and stupid.
I'm so fucking tired and I'm not even watching these stupid dub episodes.
They run a bad Marco Polo bit when they're all floating in the white void instead of having the dialogue they had where at some point Izzy mentions Marco Polo and Tentomon goes, "I recognize that one. Marco." Another Digimon replies Polo, and then they do it back and forth a couple. Oh right, they even threw jokes into the clip show. They didn't even just let that play out normally.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
I did deafen for a second. Did we mention the part where he starts laughing?
No. I'm not.
There's a part.
Yeah, I'm just not talking about any of that shit. Genuinely made me so upset. I was just like, I'm not talking about it. I don't want to.
That one in particular, I
Yeah.
just want to bring up because I think that's the absolute worst one.
Yes. The
Yeah.
"Why am I laughing? I'm supposed to be depressed"
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
probably the worst line in the entire dub because it
Like,
really is just
abridged level joke.
yeah.
Mhm.
It is the culmination of everything wrong with the Digimon dub, where they just don't get it. They just do not get it.
I
They're
wouldn't
just
say
not
that they
even
don't
trying
get
to.
it, just that they don't respect it.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say so too, but the fact that they don't even like, because like they don't even have Apoclymon say "we" like he was doing in
I think it's more
Yeah.
they don't care. That's what I mean by don't respect.
yeah. It just I like genuinely this like watching them side by side over these like 6 months or so. This might be one of the worst dubs ever made. Like
It's up
actually.
there.
Because especially because you remember, like, probably the only reason this like dub was made is because we need something that can maybe compete with Pokemon.
Mhm. Like I'll talk about this more during I'll talk about this at length during my discussion in the finale next week. But yeah, I've got a lot to say about stuff like this. But for now, let's move into episode 54, A New World.
A whole
Yay!
new
A new
A whole
world.
new world.
I'm not gonna sing the whole thing because we're like we would totally get killed by
Yeah.
Disney. I
Of
think.
course.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, 100%. The episode opens up on Get 'em, where
And they just do.
yeah, they just do. It's a really cool sequence of them all like doing an approach toward a Pokemon because it's
Also, like,
fucking enormous.
I also gotta say, like, okay, like, I'd say, like, in this batch of episodes, they've generally been better about, like, making everyone who isn't Taichi or Yamato feel like they're able to do something.
Yes.
And they're, especially in this last fight, it's like,
Mhm.
okay, no, this is like everyone working together to beat Apocalypse as opposed to
Yes.
just let Melga and Warg do everything.
Yes. Thankfully, during the approach, there's like all the claws and everything, and everyone's like, everyone is saying like Yamato and Taichi, you need to like you guys are the strong ones. You need to be the one to actually like kill it.
But you just get in there. We'll
Yeah.
fucking cover you.
So yeah, we get I believe it's Zudomon and Lilymon are the first two, where Zudomon
Yeah,
busts a bunch of
they're
them,
breaking all the arms.
and Lilymon fucking tossing
It's
Mimi.
Because she's carrying Mimi, but she can't do Flower Cannon while she's holding Mimi, so she just tosses her.
Mimi, I can't do the stock animation when I'm clinging onto you.
And she's like, what does she say? Like, why would you do something so mean? It's like, well, I am your Digimon.
It's really funny. Yeah. I am your Digimon. And Mimi's like, what the fuck is that supposed to mean? Love that interaction. So yeah, we just get like, it's basically just a sequence of all of them being cool and taking out individual claws and helping each other out. And then Apocalypse does what it describes as grand, or no, sorry. So yeah, they all get, sorry, that I was about to skip ahead. They get to like Apocalypse and Warg and
Gaia
Melga.
first.
Yeah, Warg and Melga do Cocutus Breath and Gaia Force and kill it.
That
However,
was really quick, by the way. We
Yes.
spent I feel like just to quickly aside before we move on, for what's supposed to be the final boss of the show, we spend maybe 10 minutes with a Apocalypse on screen, like total.
oh yeah,
It's
Something
more of
around
a
that.
victory. It's just kind of a victory lap, which is weird because man, why did you even include it at that point?
It's also like it's just weird because there's that whole little debate about like oh, do we not deserve to exist? He had with Izzy Koshiro last episode, and I guess the answer is no, you don't.
yeah, no, they just kill
That's
it.
the answer to that. Like, all right,
It's like, nope, you don't. Bye, and then they kill it.
weird. Just
Yeah.
weird.
So remember, everybody, really important lesson to take away here, kids. If someone or something dies, it deserved it.
It's probably its fault.
Yeah. Anyway, as Apocalypse is dying, it's like, no, fuck you, you haven't won. Take my grand death big bomb.
Maybe top 1 Digimon attack names.
Yep, top one.
So yeah, it's
Yep.
trying to like destroy the world and everything. And then the Digivices form a cube and contain the explosion.
Take.
Yeah.
Now that you've ran out of piss.
How will you escape the tetrahedron?
Such an aggressively okay ending.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
We can discuss that next time when we talk about how, this last arc
Yeah.
is, yeah. Literally my next note, it just explodes and dies and it's over. That's it.
Yep. I just was it literally just we had 2 episodes on the fucking time slot left to fill? Because I don't really get this bit. Like, I feel like you could have maybe I don't know. I'm not salty about this one still. Maybe use one of these episodes for the Machine Dramon arc. Maybe came on another episode.
I feel like you didn't, like, really, I don't even know if you really needed fucking Apocalypse. You could have just done it with Piemon.
Yeah, I just don't get the point of this. Is I guess my thing.
Like really, Apocalypse feel like it should have been a movie thing, if anything.
Kinda.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kinda.
It does look a bit like Digimon.
A
Yeah.
little bit. So yeah. Anyway, fucking like I think like Ogremon and all them show up, and I'm just like, how are you here? What?
Why not? Maybe help them.
Where'd you go?
They were just like, oh yeah, hey.
There was
we're
like a whole army of you last time. Where'd you fuck off to?
Accidentally
Our
got
job here
dragged
is done.
accidentally got dragged into Magdemon's special move. Don't worry about it. We're back now.
We got better.
My next note is just, oh hey, Genai, you useless old fuck. He just shows up, and then he explains that he's like, hey, check this out, the File Island's back, because the prophecy also mentioned something about it starting with an island. Don't worry about it. Prophecy. So the digital world has basically been hard reset. It is forming anew after the stuff with the Pokemon, starting with File Island,
Yeah.
which, in the grand scheme of things, doesn't matter at all, but neat detail. So they get back to the Village of Beginnings because they wanted to go meet up with all their dead friends, and it proceeds to rain eggs.
Shout out to G! Shout out to G! Shout out to G! Shout out to G! Shout out to G!
Jeez.
Jeez!
Shout out
Good
to
Sorry.
lord.
There are
Have we
so
ever have we ever actually explained that?
nope,
No.
and we're
we
not gonna
won't.
start now,
No, we
baby.
haven't.
I'm insulted that you think I'm suggesting that.
Oh, of course. No,
All right.
just in case anyone at home thought we were going to explain it.
I still don't understand the bit. I don't think I knew you
context
guys.
clues.
We'll tell you when you're older.
Okay. I turned 23 in like 2 weeks.
Oh God, you're so young. This sucks. Stop talking.
Move on. Move on.
They decided
like
to
hearing
take they decided to take a commemorative photo, and a Bodemon hatches. Hikari hatches a Bodemon. Oh well, first actually, yeah, she's talking to like Takaru and Patamon about like, what are you guys doing? And it's like, oh, we're rubbing the eggs to make sure they hatch really well. And she's like, oh, I'll join you, which is nice. Like she joins in on making sure all the digi eggs are getting hatched.
Because it's also like she's never seen this before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then yeah, the Bodemon hatches mid photo, and then Okermon out of fucking nowhere
I take my leave.
has the wandering samurai fit on, and it's just like, I'll be leaving now, and everyone's like,
And he's like, what, really? He's like, nah, I can't cool virus type like me can't be around all you loser vaccines.
It is so funny. And then Tenomon says something like, I don't think I'd ever get along with a virus like him. I'm like, Tenomon, bro, racist moment.
And everybody just is really racist towards viruses.
Which is funny. Because and then Genai proceeds to be like, hey, remember how I told that whole thing about viruses being inherently evil and bad? Let's walk that back entirely right now. Because he's like, he's like
Ogremon just contradicts that entirely.
Yeah, just entirely, like, it immediately contradicts it. So he's like, yeah, remember how I said that the Skull Greymon was like a wrong Digivolution? That was a bad thing to say.
I meant wrong for you.
Yeah.
Taiji.
Digivolutions aren't inherently right or wrong. Who knows? Someday, like, viruses aren't inherently
maybe one day I'll want to be Angry Skull Man.
Yeah, and I think Agumon's like, I'm gonna digivolve into a virus next time.
And everyone's like, please don't. We don't like it when you do that.
I think he would turn into a machine Dramon if he went that path, but
I think, yeah, probably.
Agumon's like, not me being evil Shadow Skull.
God.
So yeah, they that's why I mentioned in the previous episode that they retcon something from this season in this season, and it's the virus bad thing. They just are just like, that limits us too much. We're walking that back.
It's also wait, some kids probably really like some of the virus Digimon, and you're just
like
saying, no, you can't have them.
Yeah, Ogremon's great. He's like up there in some of my favorite characters in this entire like season. So yeah, they're all hanging out at the like little lakeside where they initially fought Seedramon, and they're all just like, man, let's hang out here for the rest of summer vacation. what? That's like that's 4 weeks real life time. So how much time we got left? And Joe was like, 110 years.
Yay!
And everyone's just like,
Awesome.
yeah!
Everyone's like, yeah, let's stay here. Let's start a new adventure. We're gonna fucking live forever. And then Genai has to show up and ruin everyone's fun.
It's like,
Again, I shows up like, oh, I got some news for you, and
It's
they
like
ask
the
us good or bad news. And Genai might as well
it's
just tell
probably
them.
bad.
Genai might as well tell them. When the fuck have I ever delivered you good news?
So true. And he's just like, so that eclipse, that's the gate back to the real world. Once it passes, the gate is closed. And they're all just like, we got 110 years. It's fine. Actually, the time dilation got fixed when a Pokemon showed up.
Like 4 hours.
Yeah, so you got like 4 hours. And they're like, okay, well, we got 4 weeks. We can wait for the next one to open up. That's not happening. You have to leave now or you're stuck here forever. And they're just like,
What if we
cool.
stay here? The digital world will probably see you as like an unnatural threat and delete you. So would wouldn't risk it if I were you.
I just don't think he wants anyone in his house.
Yeah, I'm starting to think it's like a personal thing, and he's just lying their fucking faces.
You kids need to get the fuck off my lawn.
I mean, we kind of know, like, we'll talk about this later, but there's a thing that's like, he's kind of basically lying, considering the plans they were clearly already forming for this franchise.
Mm-hmm. But they needed a reason to kick these kids out and have a sad scene at the last half of this episode, though.
Yeah.
So yeah, as the kids all come to the realization that they might never get to see their friends again, we get some one-on-one time with each kid and their partner, and these are all very sweet for the most part. Except unfortunately the very first one, which is Sora and Piyomon.
Oh, I know
'Cause-
exactly the line you have an issue with.
I mean, it's basically the whole thing. But it's the initial part where she says, "I was wrong about my mom. She really does love me and just
Yeah.
wanted what was best for me."
And you help me
Chat, she
understand
doesn't
that
know.
Piyomon-
Chat, she doesn't know.
Blatant lie, just a fucking lie. Even without the context of the rest of the franchise, I think this is still bad. Because of the whole she's forcing her daughter to give up something she wants to do. Like, I get it. Like it early.
Like the show at least kind of frames it like, oh, like in that bit with the Vamdemon bit where she's like, okay, I'll ease up on her.
Yeah.
Like she realizes
Mhm.
that. But then we see the later stuff and it's like, no, she did not.
She did not. In fact, it got worse, probably. So yeah, this unfortunately sucks. Like, even without context, I think this particular is the weakest of like the little interactions. But
Yeah.
but yeah,
Piomon's very cute in it though.
yes, Biyomon is
Yeah.
very cute. And then we move on to I think Joe and Gomon are second, correct?
Yep.
Yes. So they're just hanging out and fishing. They're skipping rocks, I think.
Yeah.
They're just hanging out. They just have they just have a nice conversation. Really, there's not a whole lot to say other than it's just a nice conversation between the two
They're
of them.
just like,
Okay.
oh, we were a bit of shit. We were a bit of a stupid duo. But I'm glad you were my partner.
You can actually see in their reflection in the water, like right at the end, they start tearing up a little before the reflection like fades away.
It's really good.
And they're like,
really
and
good.
they're like, shake my hand. Oh, that is a hand.
Oh my god. And next is Tentomon and Koshiro, I believe,
Yep.
which is also just another. It's just them having a really nice conversation with each other about like.
why are you always so formal? It's like, I'm sorry. It's like, dude, it's fine. And eventually, the words will just come naturally.
Oh, it's so nice. I fucking love this stuff so much. And then I think next is Takeru and Patamon.
Think so. Yeah.
Think. Yeah, because Yamato and Taichi are the last two. So yeah, it's Takeru and Patamon, and they're both sobbing in the middle of a field 'cause they don't want to like be separated. And like
it's sad, but for some reason, just that loud, aggressive, ugly sobbing made me laugh.
oh no, sorry. Hikari and Tailmon are actually first because I have their note first.
Okay.
So yeah, Hikari hands over the whistle to Tailmon, and it's really, really cute. Like, kind of unfortunate this doesn't stick, but we're not going to talk about that.
It's like, don't worry, we'll meet again. It's like,
Yeah.
wait, what?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
we
she just
will.
believes in that.
Yeah. She just believes they'll meet again. And then we cut to Patamon and Takaru, who are in the middle of the sobbing in the middle of the field. I think the Hikari and the Takaru ones are the ones that I like. It started hitting, and I was like, oh fuck, I forgot how much the end of the show is actually. But yeah, so like Takaru is just like, we just have to believe we're gonna meet again. We met again after the Devimon incident. We're gonna meet again this time. And so they both kind of cheer up and, you know, have a good time. And then it's fucking Yamato.
Yamato is like kind of looking out over those two, I think.
Mm-hmm. They're just hanging out with Gabumon, and they're just not saying. I don't think they're saying anything, right?
Yeah, I think Goblin just goes, "Will you play your harmonica again?"
Mm-hmm. And then he does. He starts playing it, and that's like literally all they needed. It was like a really good scene for those two in particular. And then of course it comes to Taichi, who's like sitting at the edge of that little like rock in the center of the lake, and like he starts tearing up, and he's like, "God damn it, Matt, you motherfucker! Why would you start playing your song right now?" And then he talks with Agumon about how this is where the Seedramon attacked them, and he's like, "Yeah, right, you burned his tail." And Agumon's like, "It was my
You
fault.
built the campfire.
It was me." And Taichi's like,
Aw.
"Well, I may have been the one who actually burned the tail, so it was probably my fault, but we're not going to talk about that."
They have like a
And they
little
just start
scuffle after it.
And they just start play fighting.
It's really good. And then there's Mimi, who is desperately searching for Palmon, who has disappeared. And
none of the Geckomons can tell her where they went.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, as of right now, Palmon is just nowhere to be seen, and like Mimi is like they're all like they've grouped back up because they have like a couple minutes before the gate closes, and they need to go like now. And Mimi is like fucking sobbing over not having, you know, the chance to say goodbye, and it sucks. As they're like taking the tram to go to the gate, Palmon like the Otamamon and the Geckomon find Palmon, and she talks about how like Mimi can't say goodbye if she can't find me. And the Geckomon are like, "Is that like what you want?"
I feel like you'll regret that.
Yeah. And so it cuts back to the inside of the tram, and Palmon is like running along the shore to, you know, say goodbye and everything.
Also, I cannot fucking handle like really sad Palmon. It's
Yeah.
like heartbreaking.
It's like I was like, "Ooh, this sucks."
Because her voice gets like extra like scratchy.
Mm-hmm.
I was holding it like it was starting to hit, but I was like,
Yep.
I think I was holding it in okay. And then Butterfly started playing.
Yep. Yeah, you broke the exact
holding... I started holding it in a lot less okay after.
Yeah, broke at the exact same point I did. Yeah, Palmon trips, and Mimi's like hat flies off her head, and then Butterfly starts playing. And it's not like the normal version of Butterfly either. It's like the movie credit version, right?
Yeah. It's specifically the one that plays in the the little short films credits.
Mm-hmm. Oh boy. Oh boy. Like a fucking punch to the gut.
Yeah.
And then the narrator talks about how they will probably see each other again. In fact, who knows? Maybe you'll even see a Digimon soon, and then the fucking Digivice sound plays.
It's like, quick, look behind you!
A mysterious Digivice sound plays. By the way, Digimon... Okay, so the thing is, this ending will always hit because it's just a well-executed ending.
Mm-hmm.
However, it is worth pointing out, Digimon Adventure 02 aired literally the week after this one.
Wait, did it that soon after?
Yeah, no, it was just like the ending of Adventure the 1 week, and then next week on that same fucking like time slot, Adventure 02. And I have to believe it. Like our war game was already well underway over at Toei as well when this shit like was being made and aired.
So they were just lying to kids.
They were fucking with kids for no reason. In fact, there is like them putting such a conclusive bow on this, even though they were already working on the sequel, kind of fucks that sequel a little bit. But we'll talk about that when we get to it.
Yeah. Okay, and finally, the Dub Zone episode 54, The Fate of Two Worlds.
What,
Okay.
MVC3?
Fuck.
Yeah.
Plug Bomb was renamed to Virus Grenades.
That sounds
And
more violent, kind of
it does, yeah.
surprising.
and Grand Death Big Bomb was changed to Total Annihilation.
A super kill move.
Super Death Mega Blast. There was no recap this episode because there was no opening this episode.
I'm sure that was a wave of bliss for you.
Yes. Unfortunately, the very first thing that happens is as they are all charging a Pokemon, Ty says, "This is better than any video game," and I was just like, "We never left. We're still here."
Even at the end.
Yep. After they kill a Pokemon, Joe says, "We destroyed all his claws," and I was like, "Bro, you killed him. Like it's dead. You can see it exploding." When Ogremon starts walking up to the kids, he's like, "Remind me to call you next time I have trouble with my landlord," implying he's going to get these children to kill his landlord.
What the fuck?
Honestly, good on them.
Yeah, based, honestly. They said we're gonna need a lot of diapers when they get to the Village of Beginnings because of all the eggs.
Okay.
When Mimi is talking about, because Mimi goes like, "Oh, so that means that it's like Leomon and Waymon are all gonna be here," and in the dub she says, "And Wizardmon too."
No.
Bad news, Mimi.
Bad news.
Did the dub even specifically specify that Wizardmon can't come back?
Nope. Bad news, Mimi. He's dead.
Damn.
This is so sad.
Rather than letting Joe do the math, they have him start, and then Izzy cuts him off and be like, I'll do the math, Joe. Because only Izzy is allowed to do math.
Oh yeah,
That's
good bit there when Joe does the good bit with Joe there when he does the math in his head. He's like fucking making like dial-up noises.
Yeah. So yeah, they just don't let Joe do the math. When Genai shows up to talk about the eclipse, he goes, "The eclipse could cost you your lives." And I'm just like, huh? No? What?
It's like a hypothetical at best. Like,
this is like an okay joke, and this is during the wrap-up scenes between the partners and their Digimon. The vibe with the Joe Gomamon scene was pretty like jovial between them. So like I'm okay with them putting a joke in this one. Joe says something like, "What are you gonna do without me?" And Gomamon says, "I've already got an ad out in the personals. I've got 5 interviews lined up, actually."
Pretty funny.
God.
Unfortunately with Tentomon and Izzy just randomly goes, "I love you." And then Tentomon freaks out, and the entire scene becomes a joke. Like,
Oh.
yeah.
Sorry to make it SpongeBob, but that's just thinking of a bit where they're door salesmen.
I was thinking the same thing.
You gotta make the customer feel special. I love you.
I love you. Maybe not that special.
The Patamon and TK scene has also been replaced by, instead of them sobbing about how they might not get to see each other again, they constantly just go back and forth saying, "I'm crying because you're crying, but I'm crying because you're crying. Then why are we crying?" And then they stop crying.
Okay.
Because emotional weight is not allowed to exist. When Kari is handing over the whistle, she says it doubles as a flea collar. I think they should die.
Wait, what?
Cat pun. Cat joke.
Flea collar. Yeah.
That's not even like a joke. You're just saying cats get fleas. That's the bit.
Fucking use flea medicine then, idiots.
When Genai is talking about the tram, he says, "Just promise to bring it back to San Francisco where I borrowed it from."
Dog.
Yeah.
I do like the image of Genai just stealing a tram from San Francisco.
Hey. So you know Butterfly, right?
Uh-oh.
Is it Hey Digimon again?
Can you fucking imagine?
You bet your fucking ass it's Hey Digimon.
Let's go.
Not only is it Hey Digimon, it's the whole fucking first verse of the song. So they go to the part where they're just like 7 young kids go to camp for the summer and then do like a bunch of other shit on top of that. I was about to tear my fucking hair out. I wanted to kill somebody.
Hey Digimon, hey Digimon.
Monster friends to the boys and girls.
Hey Digimon, hey Digimon.
Champions of the digital world. And that's it. I'm done.
No more dubs.
I never have to watch the dub again. Clueless. Don't worry, everybody. The dub zone will be continuing at the very least through Tamers, because those are the ones I know for a fact will handled by Saban, and I know for a fact are very bad. Frontier is handled by a different studio, so it might be okay, but I'll watch the first couple episodes of it and I'll find out. But yeah, that's it. We're done. That's Digimon Adventure. We did it. We completed it. All right, so we're not going to talk about our thoughts about the series, the season overall yet, because get this, everybody. Next week, that's right, 1 week from when you're watching this, we are going to be posting the finale wrap-up, where we are going to be watching our war game, and also giving our final thoughts on the first series as a whole. So yeah, that'll be in a week.
So I get to talk about arcs I wasn't here for.
Yeah, you get to talk about arcs you weren't here for. I get to talk about a lot of stuff. I get to call anyone who claims that this dub is in any way, shape, or form a good or faithful dub a fucking idiot. So, you know, it's gonna be fun. Most of it's gonna be positive, and then we're gonna get to me. So, you know, congrats, everybody.
Woohoo!
Yeah, we're not gonna do the Angel, what did you think bit, because it's over, and we're gonna do that next week for all of us. So,
yeah.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
I need to get some pizza.
Same.
Feel that.
I'm craving some of that crunchy crust.
Is it just a pizza night for all of us then?
Thank you for watching the DigiVerse DiveCast. That's it. That's the entirety of Original Adventure, except, you know, our war game and, you know, all that stuff. But that's fine. So we've done it. We have completed the first series of Digimon. It's been a hell of a ride. I'm saying this like it's over when I'm in for the long haul. So this is going to be the entirety of the franchise. So, you know, strap in for another 3 years of us doing this shit. But yeah, you know, fun milestone we just hit. And I want to thank everyone for the support and et cetera, et cetera. It's been very fun, and the response has been better than I expected it to ever be. So, you know, thanks. And also keep telling your friends and keep commenting and liking and subscribing, because again, goddamn, we need that stuff so bad. Bye.